It is a happy, happy day, my friends, and so is he. And welcome back to another episode of Outcasts to Icons. If you've been enjoying the series up to this point, drop a like on the video. That would be most tremendous. Now, you might notice that a bit more light in here than normal as I was playing the off-camera games. Yeah, it fell down again. And this time, it's actually broken all the curtain hook. I was holding it together with duct tape, essentially, and now it is completely broken. So we're just going to have to accept there's going to be a little bit more light in here today. Hopefully, to shine a light on some brilliant results. Now, the reason I'm starting on Max Lebert today is because we have good news. It is a happy, happy day, my friends, and so is he. Finally, after what feels like literally eternity, Max Lebert said he was happy to stay. Oh, it fills my heart with joy. So we're hopefully going to finally start to see a bit more out of him. Literally, within a week of him becoming happy again, his training went from being an average of sort of 6, 6.1, 5.9, all the way up to an 8.65, and he's now finally putting a shift in training. So I really want to give Max Lebert the chance he deserves now for finally turning his life around and getting himself, hopefully, back on the right track with us. So I hope to see good things out of Max Lebert this season. Now that he's going to be happier, we should really start to see what this guy can offer us. Watch him have his worst season ever. And we also have a £20 million offer put in for Nicholas Flans, which I did accept because his contract is up at the end of the season. I've tried to offer him a new contract, but he does want absurd money, and that was one of the reasons I was quite like, well, if we could take 20 million now, then that'd be good. However, he turned down the move, so that's not exactly ideal. So it's one of those things we'll have to sort of assess throughout the season and see how much of an impact he has on the squad this year to decide what we're going to do about that. But I really don't want to lose him for free, but it might end up being the case that we finally end up doing a Milan or an Inter or a Roma. Now, there were a couple of games off camera that we've played, obviously, but we're going to bundle those into the middle of the episode, as today we play our very first ever Champions League match away at Tottenham. Not going to be easy, but I think our group is genuinely one of the better ones we could have got, and we're definitely going to be, I think, in the fight with a lot of the games. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to win this group, doesn't mean we're going to qualify. In fact, I think it's still going to be a difficult task for us to get third in this group, but this is our first full season in the tournament, so any extra money we can pick up for results will make me pretty damn happy. It's really hard to judge where we're sat right now. Now, I've been, again, trying to do my best with resting players and changing the sort of the lineups. Not even the lineups, but changing the training around. You'll see that it's definitely having an effect. That players were quite tired, in fact, after the last league game during the week. But the fact is, they've managed to recover a lot of their condition ready for this Champions League game. And this is definitely something we're going to have to use this season to make sure we can put our best foot forward. Now, you'll notice that Marco Quarto is on 3 goals. We'll come back to that in the off-camera period. Needless to say, he started the season like an absolute boss, and I think he could be in for the season of his life right now. And if last season wasn't good enough, I think he's got more in the tank. Now, obviously, with the Champions League, a few players couldn't be registered yet. The likes of Contreras will be available next year because of being at the club for a certain length of time and under a certain age. But as a result, a few of the slightly younger lads who will be back up in the league weren't able to be registered, frankly. But it's a shame, but it happens. We've still got a decent enough bit of depth, and it just means they'll get more time in the league in some of the lead-up games too. So we'll do a selection device here and sort this out. Let me just turn off the unavailable players as well. Make this a bit easier for us as well. I think there was an injury or a suspension in there too. But still, plenty of depth in this team. Obviously, Max Lebert will start over Siggy. I do want Siggy to get some game time this season, but I still want to persist with Max as our starting striker, particularly as he's gaining his match sharpness now, looking decent. Hasn't actually scored yet, but then neither is Siggy. So I will have a full squad of outfield players on the bench just because we've only got 7 bench spots. I want to make sure we've got the maximum amount of players available to us. So, squad lineup wise, I'm pretty happy to go with that as our starting lineup, and we'll see. Now, this might not be the lineup we persist with later in the season, but it's what I want to try for now. Let's go. Dinko Pavlich is still pissed at me, so that's a bit of an issue, and we may have to certainly look at that this season if he really does start to put in poor performances. Hopefully he won't let that affect him, because he's hopefully a professional. It's just nice to see Max Lebert motivated at the start of a game, to be honest. I've given him more leash, perhaps, than I should have done over the past 18 months to just accept his bad attitude, but if he's willing to turn it around, I'm willing to give it a chance. But really, he now has no excuses. He has to play to the best of his ability and have a breakout season for us this year. It's going to be difficult for him, but I trust him, and we're going to put our trust in him. And at the end of the day, if it's a bad season, I will look for another striker in the summer overall. Although we do have Damian Luis as well, so there's options there. First ever Champions League game for Sassuolo as well. Exciting times for the Nero Verdi. There's no easy games in this tournament right now. Anything we can come up with in any of the away games, really, will be considered a bonus. I honestly, despite Red Bull Salzburg being like the group the pot 1 team, I still feel like they're probably the weak link in the group. I think Austria have got a decent... Wow, that was a decent effort. I've also been experimenting with changing our free kick setup slightly because one of the things we noticed in the analysis video was that we were really underperforming. Oh, hello, Granados is in! Oh, Andres, that was a big chance. But yeah, we were underperforming from set pieces a little bit in terms of free kicks. In a sense that we weren't scoring enough from indirect free kicks and we were conceding too many times from them. Oh, wow, that was a really weird first touch, but he's got past him anyway. So I'm trying out some ideas with taking them short, because I notice a lot of AI teams do it. I want to try to engineer situations like this, but I don't really know how to do it, unfortunately. I've tried a few little things, and I haven't seen any so far that actually look anything like that. In fact, I don't think I've even seen any. So, yeah, time will tell. I'll keep tweaking it, though. It's been a pretty strong start from Spurs. Apparently, we've had a really big chance that the game is considered like really quite high XG, but it didn't show us. So we've actually done okay to start with, apparently. We're just not actually getting the pleasure of seeing those opportunities. But again, Spurs look really dynamic. They've got speed in their team, and we're going to have to be on our best behaviour here defensively. They are really getting those good balls in. Even worse news is that Milivojev, has had to go off with an injury. So Rogerinho's on. We're throwing it away too easily, and that's a great ball. That's nice defending, actually, initially, just to hold him up slightly. O'Day, oh, great first touch, and oh, dear. Brian O'Day on the stroke of half-time makes it 1-0 Spurs. We can hardly complain. They've been much, much better than us in this game. We've barely seen anything from us as an attacking threat. I thought we dealt with it quite well, and then they just found the pass. Initially, when this ball is lumped in behind, I thought we were going to get in behind, but it's great defending initially. But then it's just a great pick out. And unfortunately, Bruno just gets... I don't know what happens with Bruno there. I think he goes through his legs and it's 1-0 to Spurs. Okay, second half is going to have to be better than this, lads. Yeah, there was this. I have no idea what this was, but hey, it happened apparently. And that's better. Control a bit of possession. Here we go. Chris Hewitt, round the side for Max Lebet. Oh! Really nice vision to pull that back for Marco Quarto on his weaker foot, but that's better. Pavlich. Oh, hello. It's deflected off into him. Jebson Race. O'Day again. Right, keep your bodies in the way. What a strike. What is it with Europe? I swear, every time we play in Europe, it's just these sorts of goals are the ones that go in. It was like last year in the Europa League as well. Teams have just got these mad long shots available to them. By the way, that Ricardo Martins guy from Sporting, I think he moved in the summer. Like, we've got a lot of bodies in the way of that, but... Glaciano. Whipped in, and it's 3-0. This time, yeah, this is what I mean about defending free kicks has not been our strong point, and now... Well, I mean, literally 10 minutes ago in game time, we were a 0-0 in this game. We were looking at, well, you know, let's see how we can progress in the second half. And right now, this has been trash. Pavlich is coming off soon. He's had an absolutely shocking game so far. And I'm going to get him off after this, literally after this highlight. It's a shame we can't bring on Contreras, really, but that's how it goes. Okay, a chance for a free kick of our own. Bruno's ball in. And it's... Oh, the chance was there for Rogerinho, and he's headed it over the bar. We've just not been at the races today at all. Lebert, can he win it? No, he can't. And in fact, Harris will pick it up now for Spurs. They just look so quick. Everything they do... Yeah, okay, cool. Be cool if one of you would maybe take control of that, since you both had the advantage over the Spurs striker. Wow, they really have just shat the bed tonight. Lebert can't win that. That's not really a problem. That's not his fault. But here, surely they're both the favourites for this ball. I mean, okay, fair enough, but maybe Reyes is just quicker, honestly. It might just be that he just had a quicker turn of pace, had the head start on him, and it's 4-0 to Spurs, and this is awful from us, really. Not a lot of teams play like this against us in Italy. It's just something we don't usually encounter, as Rogerinho's header is wide. Absolutely woeful from us over the course of the full match. I mean, we maybe could have even had a goal out of all that, but we wouldn't have deserved anything from this game. Around about the 40 minutes, we were holding on quite nicely, but Brian O'Day just absolutely tore us apart in that game. There's no other words for it. That was awful. We knew it'd be tough in the Champions League. That goes without saying, but bloody hell. Right, okay. Monaco away next. I'm sure that will be definitely different. Right, positive thinking, all right? Positive thinking. Let's get this off camera. Back in a sec. Right then, guys, we're back. In our first off-camera game that we had before the Spurs game, we had a 0-0 draw at home against Bologna. Not exactly ideal from us. Good defensive performance. Eugenio Boom was just excellent in goal for Bologna, and he kept out most of our big chances in this game. We'll take that, though. Keeps us, unbeaten, and also, another clean sheet. Always good. But then next, we travelled away to Brescia. It was a very similar game to the one we had in the live com last season. Hewitt getting the ball here, coming through, and eventually Quarto was able to slot it in for 1-0 to the Sassy Boys. But then on 35 minutes, so Ahiri Harimanana out on the left-hand side. Eventually, the ball is whipped across by Bruno, knocked down by Quarto. Great finish from Granados for 2-0. Quarto has just been on one to start this season, and it's really nice to see that happening for him, really. But then, in the 55th minute, we did start to get a bit of a scare. Puentes with a good ball in, and eventually just headed in by Noncone at the back post to give us a bit of something to worry about, but we needn't have worried. Again, Quarto with some nice work here on the edge. Lovely ball put through by Bruna. Eventually goes round the goalkeeper and slots us 3-1 up away at Brescia. But this time, like the last game, they did have a late period of pressure against us, and they were able to find a way through us. Noncon out on the right-hand side here again. Eventually, the ball does come into the box, and it's just a good header. Moscatelli can't keep it out. 3-2. So not excellent on the defensive side of things in this game, but still a good victory that we needed. Nice to see us scoring 3 goals. Granados getting on the score sheet, but Quarto with another brace is just lovely to see. And then after our disappointment against Spurs, Granados with the ball in, Hojarino on the end. He is so good from corners, like way better than Milivojevic, and I really don't understand why. And then in the 73rd minute, Bruna getting it out wide, drops it back for Pavlich, good ball in, it comes back to Granados and slots in another one for 2-0 against Benevento. They might be the palate cleansers this season, although they were having a good year. And then Granados with the ball in, Hojarino on the end of it again, 3-0. But even without that, it was still a very, very strong performance from the lads. The red card certainly helped us. We were able to grind through them quite nicely after that. So a really strong performance. One thing I'm noticing about us this season, generally speaking, in the league, is that we're getting way more goals than we were at the start of last season. There was a lot of 1-0s, 0-0s, 1-1s last season. Whereas this year, we're winning the games, when we are winning at least, by, hopefully scoring 2 or 3 goals. And that's really a good sign for us, even without the strikers contributing the goals currently. And this was exemplified as we went away to Roma. A tough game that we have won, I think, last season. Lovely build-up play. Good ball in. Martinelli with his header off the post. I thought I'd give him a start here. He had to go off not long afterwards. Candido did really well off the bench. But then again, Granados' ball in. Hojarino on the end of it. The man is an absolute monster from set pieces. After that, though, I noticed we were really starting to struggle in this game. So we decided to just try and shut things down, shut up shop, and get the result. Baris Aslan getting through here makes it 2-1 to us. And in the end, we were able to hang on, but Roma had some really good chances late on in this game, but we were just sort of hanging on. Once I kind of noticed that the game was starting to get away from us a little bit, I decided to just try and shut up shop, and we did manage to get away with a very, very strong victory. What I would say is that on another day, we really do not win this game, but it was nice to see us get the result anyway. And we do look very, very good from set pieces. Still haven't really figured out the free kick situation, though. But hey, if we're scoring from corners, it may not matter that much. But then last up, we hosted currently top of the league, Sampdoria. Anderson driving down the left-hand side with it here. And then Bustos just gets in there, slots it home, 1-0 Samp. And this was, well, we would be on the verge of losing our first home game in over a year. And again, Franken getting the ball out for Castanera. This Castanera guy is ridiculous. He was running us ragged. Ball across, Bustos on the end, 2-0 Samp. And just utterly no complaints. They are ridiculous to watch. Every time they pick the ball up, it's like the players have got supercharged energy. The speed at which they're... Not just the actual passing style. I don't know how quick Casanero's actually is. Yeah, and he showed every single bit of that speed in this game. He was absurd. He's already got 3 goals and 3 assists in 6 starts this league. So with that, we sit ourselves 5th in the league. 13 points on the board after 6 games. There's certainly nothing to complain about. Our first home defeat in over a year. It was 21 matches unbeaten at home we'd gone. But, Samp, they've won 6 out of 6 in the league and have scored 19 goals, in their first 6 games of the season and only conceded once. Rafael Bustos has got 13 goals in 6 games. What? I just want to show you this guy. This is the guy. He's managed to score 13 times this season off of an XG of 5. What on earth is going on at Sampdoria? It's like they're doping, friends. Honestly, I think something sus is going on at Samp. Otherwise, we'd be looking at Frigerio going, wow, he's got 10 in 6. That's a pretty ridiculous scoreline. No, Rafa Bustos is scoring an average of 2 goals, more than 2 goals a game he's on right now. I don't know what's going on at Sampdoria, but bloody hell, have they got a new manager? They actually don't. It's Inzaghi. To give you an idea, he got 14 goals in the top flight last season in 36 games, and he's now got 13 in 6 games. I've never seen that from an AI team before. Milan also look equally, or not equally as good, but very, very good as well. They've managed to net 20 times in their first 6 games, but they did lose a game in there too. Sampdoria, this is the thing. Our result against them is actually their smallest win of the season. They've scored 3 goals or more in every single match. So, in a way, we did quite well. I just don't know. It's absolutely outrageous. Has anyone else, this is a good, genuine question. I want your opinions on this. Has anyone else seen like an AI team, particularly not one of the traditional big sides in the league, really, have a player that has just gone off so much at the start of a season before? Let me know. I'm curious. Now, admittedly, as well in the Samp game, I had rested some players out too, so that possibly contributed to it. I wanted to make sure we had the fresh lads available for the game against Monaco today, particularly on account of the fact that some of those guys wouldn't able to be registered for the game anyway. So I thought if I play them in the Samp game, then we get to rest some players out as well. But more important than that, the happy days continue. Dinko Pavlich has now said he's happy to stay after being a bit of a sulky prick for the entire summer period. He is now back too, which is good, and hopefully that will allow his performances, which means there are now, as far as I can tell, no unhappy players in our squad. But today we go away to Monaco. I mean, it can't be any worse than the last game. Really, can it? Or can it? I've been trying I really do quite like Candido. When he came off the bench in that game for Martinelli, I started him for the next game. He looked really dynamic. He was just driving past people and looking really, really good. Now, obviously, today we're going to be able to shuffle the squad around quite nicely. I started Siggy for that game as well because Max Lebert just needed that little bit more of a rest. But now he's back, raring to go. We should have our full-strength lineup out there now, which is pretty damn pleasing. Even Milivoyev's back. Although, given that he's not really ready to go, I'd be tempted to start Jorginho again just because the man has already netted 3 goals this season and is clearly a threat from set pieces for whatever reason. Man's got 9 heading, but he seems to just score. His scoring record from set pieces was like this last year too. I don't know what it is about him. I want Glavash on the bench though. Candido is really not going to be able to do much. I don't really want to bring him off the bench in that state right now. It was not a good performance from us, but sometimes you just lose. Sometimes you're not gonna win every game. Spurs are a very good side. This is our first season of the Champions League. It was a bit of a stark awakening, I'll certainly say that, but hopefully we see a better performance out of the lads today away at Monaco. Oh my God, Real Madrid. He's done well for Monaco. Real Madrid, I remember many years ago in this save, I said that he'd moved to Real for 228 million. That must be the biggest loss ever in world football on any transfer. That's 180 plus million pounds they lost on that deal. And Bayern, as always, were the beneficiary of that and actually made a profit 2 years later. Incredible. Right, got the excuses out the way early. Lads, just play a little bit better today. That's all I want to see. Just don't lose 4-0. 5-0 incoming now, I've said that. Okay. Ooh, okay. Monaco are apparently building what looks to be an IKEA on the side of their ground. So that's kind of cool. Either that or they've just moved into La Bombonera. I would like to see one of our strikers score. Max Lebert, even without scoring, is still putting up solid performances in games and is linking up the play nicely, which is really what I want from him. As long as we're scoring and getting goals from elsewhere, it isn't going to bug me too much, really. Back to him. That's fine. We've defended that reasonably well, but it's always the breakdown in these that I find the trouble lies because people get into these weird positions. And, okay. It's been a tough start for us, but 20 minutes in, it's still 0-0. That's the main thing, and Jorginho's on the end of it! Yes! Max Lebert at the back post. Well, I mean, if this was Rocket League, his teammates would be saying he stole that goal, but it doesn't matter because Max Lebert's first goal of the season, look at the size of the away end here, and we lead away at AS Monaco. Granados with the ball in, lovely flick on header from Jorginho. That is going in, isn't it? But Max Lebert has just decided, you know what? I need a goal, buddy. I need this more than you do. Thank you, Max. Super Max with a super finish. Hello, have we got another one on the cards here? Granados' ball in. Jorginho nearly there again. He is actually ridiculous at winning those headers at the near post from set pieces, and I don't know what makes him so good there. And Spurs do lead early through Steve Home, but we lead away at Monaco. We've already done better as Hewitt's throw. It's 2-0. Chris Hewitt is on the end of it, scores his first goal. Wow, what on earth is happening here? It's 2-0 to Sassuolo away at AS Monaco. We saw nothing from us in the first 20 minutes of this match. And all of a sudden, look at this for a ball from Quarto, by the way. He's just gone, you know what? Have a bang on that, Chris. Great first touch, lovely finish, and Chris Hewitt slots Sassuolo 2 goals to the good away in the Champions League. They forced him all the way back to the wing. I don't know if this is the best strategy, though. Let's just try and get the ball off of him now. We don't want him to pull off some magic on the edge of the area like this with the ball through. Mokoko's in, and Moscatelli. No! Oh my God, how has he missed it? How has he missed it? Bloody hell. 2-0 to Sassuolo at half-time. A bish-bash with Lebert and Chris Hewitt. Now, this game could still go either way. We really haven't offered that much. I say that, we're 2-0 up. I've got to give them some credit. Like, positive thinking, remember. We're 2 goals to the good, and we create the chances and we deserve it. They should have had a goal, though. How has he missed that? But it is going to still be an incredible... even if we somehow threw this away to end up with a 2-2 draw, I would still consider that a good result, given the other results going around. The grip is Moukoko, and it's cleared. Jorginho, well, great save from Moscatelli, and Jorginho clears it off the line. We have ridden our luck in today's game, and it's cleared away again. Lebert will pick it up, and it's a bad first touch, but he can still go. Yeah, okay, sure, that'll do. It's janky, but I like it. I'm tempted to maybe drop the defensive line down one notch because of these exact reasons. Moukoko's throw, he's surely not going to miss again, and he actually has, as Moscatelli is forced into a big save. But with half an hour to go, we still lead 2-0. Honestly, I'm not normally one of those people that makes those sort of defensive changes because I like to believe, at the end of the day, if you were good enough to get 2-0 up in the first place, then you can continue that quality. But I am trying to get a little bit more pragmatic with tactics because I know that it is frustrating to throw away results sometimes. We're trying. We are, I promise. Can he find a ball in? We've got 4 players in the box. Blessing is one of them. Give it back to Bruno. Ball in, and Hewitt's header saved by Schartensen. Oh, it's an interesting pass, and Max Lebert, to his credit, has followed the run. And Granados is available here. Puts it in, and it's in the back of the net. It's Josip Glavash, fresh off the bench. It is Monaco 0, Sassuolo 3. I just... wow. This is a performance and a half in the Champions League. It's going to be our first, hopefully, Champions League victory ever. Lebert, brilliant presence to find Granados. Lovely ball in, but Josip Glavaš just ghosting in behind. Goalkeeper could do nothing about that, and it's 3-0 to Sassuolo. Come on! Might just look at a sub in a minute just to freshen the defensive side of things up a little bit here to make sure we're not going to get run ragged. Another big save from Moscatelli. He's been excellent today. B-Cabs is on for a bit too. It's nice to see. Martinelli can just drop it short. Oh, look at that. The vision. Round the side for Martinelli. He's in, you know. Oh, hang on. Gabriel, come on, man. I know you want a goal, but seriously. It's utterly brilliant from the lads. Monaco 0, Sassuolo 3. I mean, and I think we deserve the win. 3-0, again, maybe, but like, is maybe a bit much, but it doesn't matter. Lebert, Hewitt, Josip Glavaš, just great performance all round. Rodrigo, he may not have scored a goal in this game, but he was still an absolute don. Unbelievable stuff. Wow. There's been some insanely big scorelines going around the Champions League. Arsenal lose 7-0 to Barca, 4-1 to Spurs, 10-0 to Real Madrid over Ajax. Usually these are the sort of results you see in saves where perhaps the leagues aren't switched on, and then other leagues are. I don't know. Wow. That is outrageous. 10-0. Ajax, for crying out loud. Things are about to get spicy. We have a double header against Red Bull Salzburg, which really I think is the main deciding factor on where we're going to finish in this Champions League group. If we can come out of this head-to-head against Red Bull Salzburg better than them, I think we're in the driving seat for third spot. However, that result against Monaco has made me think that perhaps we're even in the driving seat now for second spot. What a difference a couple of weeks can make, eh? That's absolutely mad. Now, our run in the league does get a lot tougher in this next period. We've got Milan away, who are absolutely absurd right now. Juventus, who actually have proven that they can be beaten, so there's that. Then it does get a bit easier for us. Fiorentina and Frosinone in there as well. But I don't know. You never know with this team. We're all over the place. And it's kind of fun nevertheless. So, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, drop a like on the video. My goodness me. Maybe just having happy players has made a difference for us too. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be awesome as well. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Still doing our stuff over in Africa. Having a bloody lovely time there too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. On Sunday for, wow, what could be the biggest pair of games we've ever played in this save. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.